Okay, so I'll just quickly run through our teaching for today, which is Teamwork 101. And today we are doing what if I am not a team player? How does it impact the team? So last week we talked about what does it mean to be a team player? And I just need to say this again. None of this is my own work. This is John Maxwell, the book that I'm reading. And I'm learning quite a bit. And if you want to know, I didn't know this, Derek told me, all his books are on YouTube. You can go listen to it for free. So, audio, yeah. So I didn't know that. I was like, oh, thanks. I just bought a book. But anyways, I love reading, so it does make a difference. So, okay, what if I'm not a team player? How does it impact the team? Firstly, we need to know that your team is not for everyone, okay? So basically what he's saying is that our team is not for everyone. The Springboks team is not for everyone, okay? And I'm just going to share 3 things about what does it mean to be on a team, or why is it not for everyone. The first one is not everyone will take the journey. Not everyone will go with you on a journey. So what does that mean? That if you're in a team, some people have other responsibilities or other attitude or feelings where they should go. So if you're moving in this direction, they would be like, no, I'm moving in the other direction. So they will not journey with you. Okay? And when it's like that, it's safe just to say to them, okay, you have a different journey that you're on, so you go and do your journey, type of thing. You have different responsibilities, attitudes, or don't want to change what you're doing. So if you can't fit in, we want to be part of a team, then you have to be in another team or whatever. Not necessarily like that. Okay, number 2 is not everyone should take the journey. Okay? So what that means is that they have a different agenda. So they still want to accomplish something, maybe similar to you or whatever, but they have a different agenda. So it's always going to clash against where you're going. So when we're in a team, we have the same vision, we have a direction we're moving in. We have different people playing different parts, which is amazing, but we have the same vision. And I thought of an example for this. It's like, since we're all watching rugby at the moment, it's like the rugby team, what's their vision? Win the World Cup, right? But if there's one guy who decides, no, I'm not here to win the World Cup, I want to advertise my sports drink, then you must tell him, sorry. Clearly you're not here with the same vision as us. But we can send you to go and do your sports drink. We can even help you to do that, but it's not going to be part of this team. Okay, so not everyone should take the journey. And then the third one is not everyone can take the journey. Okay, so what he says here is this is an ability issue. So not everyone really fits in the team. And he says, how do you recognize people who fall into this category? And I'll just name these 6 things. They cannot keep pace with the other team members. So that's one. The second one is they don't grow in the area of responsibility. So they just always stay the same. They don't grow. They don't see the big picture. They won't work on personal weaknesses. Okay. They won't work with the rest of the team. So they're not a team player. They can't fulfill expectations for their area. Okay. And he says, what do you do? Or he calls these people weak links. Okay? So if you listen to this list, there's always someone like that in a team. Not always, but you can identify them by just listening to them. They don't grow. They're not really part of the team. They don't fulfill expectations in the area. Okay, so these weak links, what do we do with these weak links? He says, you either train them or you trade them. Okay, so either you train them or you trade them. But now our thing is today is how does these weak links impact the team? That's what the teaching is about today. Okay, so I'm not going to list a whole list of negative things, how this impacts, but I'm going to do what he did. And he took a sort of what happens from the beginning. It's a process. It's not a weak link steps into a team and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, he's the weak, go. No, it takes a process. It takes things that you do. It takes time, all of that. So the first thing that happens if there's a weak link, the stronger members identify the weak one. Okay? So if you have a strong team, firstly, the stronger members would be like, They all know this is the weak one. If you have team players, okay, that's the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened is the stronger members have to help the weak one. Okay, so if you have a good team, the good team will help the weaker one. Okay, that's like us in the military. If there's someone who's weak, who's not so fit or whatever, what do? You just carry that person or whatever. So you help that person, okay? Then the third thing is the stronger members come to resent the weak one. Okay, so if you have to help the same person and cover their weaknesses the whole time, it starts to affect the whole team, and then you start to resent them. Even if you're helping them or not helping them. If there's a weak link in the team that affects the whole team, it makes sense, right? The rest of the team then later starts to resent this person. Okay, everyone is doing their responsibilities except one. That's a weak link. Number 4, the stronger members become less effective. Okay, so they've started to resent the weaker link. Now they become less effective because they have to keep on covering for that person, and they're doing it with a bad heart because they're like, this person not doing their work. So can you see it's a process? It's not just from the beginning, we resent this person, they're not working. No. First we try to help, then if it doesn't go better, then you start to resent. Then you don't do your work as well anymore because this person isn't. It's a whole story. And then the last thing that happens is the stronger members question the leader's ability. Okay, so now when there's a weak link and nothing's happening to this weak link and they're not being trained or trained, so either train them or trade them, if they're not being trained or traded, then the team starts to be like, is the leader even leading us? Because this weak link, or does the leader even care? Or, what's going on here? So then in the end, what happens is big disunity in the team. Because if you don't trust your leader anymore, then the team doesn't operate in a good way. Okay, so you can see what happens. Okay, so I explained this last time. But the strength of a team works a bit different, than normal things. So I said, say we are 5 people and working in a team, okay? I give 10 out of 10, Wessel gives 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, but Josh only gives 5 out of 10. If you add it up, sorry Josh, I should have made me the 5. It's not true at all, just know that, okay? So if you add it up, it comes to 45. Okay, so that's 45 out of 50. So Nisi, you're the maths girl. That is like, so 10%, it makes a 10% difference, right? It's not much. It's like we can deal with that. But the thing is, if you read the Bible, it's not about adding. It's about multiplication. Hey? Because 1, what's that verse? 1,000, 10,000. So it's a multiplication. Okay, so it's actually 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 5. And then you get 50,000, and it should be 100,000. So then what you see is you only do 50% of what you're supposed to do. One person. Isn't that crazy? So it's just how one weak link can affect. And of course, for us as a church, what's our first priority is to train. If there's a weak link, we want to train. We want to equip, we want to help. But the thing is, like we said in the beginning, some people will not take the journey, some should not take the journey, and others cannot. And at some other stage, you have to trade. And this is like, for me, I'm like, no, you can never do that. When I started reading these books. But the thing is, maybe that person is meant for another team where they will prosper. So don't you try and train, and it's not helping and working, release when you have to release. So a weak link eventually robs the team of momentum and potential. Crazy if you think about it. Okay, you can think about that in sports terms, in business terms. It happens everywhere. So just a few more things about the impact of a weak team. He says, ironically, weak links are less aware than stronger members of their weaknesses and shortcomings. So the stronger members usually know, this is my weak things, and they work on it. The weak members usually doesn't know. They think they're okay, but they miss it, okay? Then they spend more time guarding their turf, saving their position and holding on to what they have. Okay, so in other words, it's like, I just want to keep what I have. I don't want to lose it. This is what sort of guarding your position or whatever it might be. And then the last thing is, when it comes to interaction between people, the weaker person usually controls the relationship. Okay, why? Because the stronger people always want to help them and make things work. So the weaker person is in charge, and they, at the end, makes the stronger person work more. They're controlling their relationship. Okay? I've seen this many times in the military. It happens so quickly where the weaker links are controlling the stronger. Those who are not working are letting all the stronger people do their work, and they come away with it. I was thinking we had this one goal when I was doing basic training. We had this one goal in our group, so you work in platoons. Don't want to mention her name because she's still alive, She's doing well now, but anyways. You have to make your bed, you have to iron your things, you have to get up early, what. And this one girl, English girl, she was just like, she can't cope. It's too much for her. So we used to help her. We'll make a bed in the mornings because if she doesn't do it, all of us gets punished, hey? So we covered for her every single time. We get her in the washing room and she's sitting there sleeping because she's so tired or whatever. So she's really not doing her part. So in the beginning, we went through all these stages. We helped her, what. In the end, we make a decision between all of us. We're not helping her anymore. Yeah. It's just like some other time she has to stick up for herself, or she needs to be like, oh, I should just leave, because she doesn't realize she's affecting the whole team. And I don't know how long it was after we left it, that all of a sudden, yes, she's doing it, and it's like, oh, why didn't we do this earlier, But it's just like sometimes you actually have to give the weak link a chance just to do it on their own and not cover for them the whole time. For them to realize, oh, wait, my whole life, in a way, I've manipulated people to do my work for me, but now I'm going to get it if I don't do it, so I better step up. And she did, and I think she's still in the military, which is amazing. So, so how does I hope not. Maybe. So I think this is the things that we usually don't talk about in a church setting, but I think these teamwork things are so practically so good. And I must say, me reading this book, I'm learning quite a bit for myself and teamwork and all those kind of things. So that's it for today. Amen.